Let's talk psychedelics, healing, and human evolution in the expansionness of consciousness. With an expansionness of consciousness and more awareness, we question everything. And what I want to question today is the word spiritual, because I see it gets thrown around so much that it's almost lost its meaning. For a lot of people, spiritual has become a lifestyle, a set of beliefs, a collection of practices or aesthetics. Crystals, astrology, breathwork, tarot, reincarnation, phenomenal. But none of these things are wrong, but none of them define spirituality either, right? They're just objects. They're just ideas. They're just preferences. Spirituality in its truest sense has absolutely nothing to do with what you believe. It has everything to do with your state of consciousness. And here's what I mean by that. Beliefs are part of the mind. They're shaped by your culture, trauma, childhood, fear, identity, and belonging, the programming. And they divide us into categories: spiritual or non-spiritual, awake, asleep, high vibe, low vibe. But consciousness doesn't divide anything. Consciousness is the field everything is happening in. It's the awareness underneath every experience. It's the space in which your entire identity appears. When people say they're spiritual, they're usually describing a set of opinions. But being awake, actually being awake isn't an opinion. It's a shift of recognition. And that's a huge difference. It's the moment you stop confusing yourself with the character you've been conditioned to play your whole life. And you recognize the awareness that's been watching your entire life unfold, the witness. And here's the thing most people don't want to admit. You don't need a spiritual identity to wake up. You don't need beliefs. You don't need rituals. You don't need to join a community or adopt a language, right? All you need is the willingness to see what's already here in this moment. The stillness that's always been here, the presence that exists before thought. And the irony to me is the word spiritual often creates more separation than connection. It becomes another label the ego wears, a new way to feel special, superior, different, or enlightened than the others. But consciousness doesn't care about labels. When you're truly awake, you see that everyone is made of the same thing you are. Some may just haven't remembered it yet, and that's okay. You don't become spiritual by adding things to yourself. You become spiritual by subtracting everything that's not you. The stories, the roles, the beliefs, the conditioning, the programming. And then what's left is just awareness. Clear, opened, unconditioned awareness. And once you recognize that, the word spiritual doesn't even matter anymore. You're simply here, present, awake, yourself. Stay conscious, stay grounded, stay free from the story. That's what spirituality is.